But now we're going to talk about the last Dragon Ball film, at least within the original 13 run. Wrath of the Dragon. Quick synopsis. We flash back to however many million years ago, where there is this planet where a bunch of wizards have unleashed this demon beast thing named Hirudegarn. We at the beginning of the movie, we just see the lower half kill this unknown warrior, this kid with a sword. Cuts to the regular. You get the debut of, since this movie is considered canon within the Dragon Ball universe, you get the debut of Great Saiyaman 2, Videl, in uniform and all her glory, doing their thing, beating up bad guys. They come across this wizard who wants their help to free this great hero. And basically, long story less long, he tricks the Z Fighters into using Shenron to open this musical box to release Tapion. Tapion, who has sealed away the other half of Hirudegarn. Gohan ends up facing off against the legs in the city in kind of like a horrific fashion. Like, before he shows up, the leg is like absorbing people in the most like violent way you've ever seen. Of like somehow worse than Cell, because there's like these little tendrils that come out and is stabbing them in their like body and just like pulling them apart. I'm like, man, this is pretty intense for a Dragon Ball film. But you do get a really, really cool fight scene with Gohan, which I appreciated. And then the monster is whisked away. A lot more things take place. Comes to find out that the wizard, who looked as evil as possible, surprise, was evil. And Tapion was the one that was trying to keep Hirudegarn away from rejoining with the wizard. He gives Bulma his backstory. Bulma tries to build him a box. It doesn't work. Hirudegarn, aka Skullface Godzilla, goes crazy in the city. The Z Fighters try to stop him. Power levels go completely out the window throughout this entire fight, because I'm like, I don't understand how you could one-shot Gotenks, but Goku keeps getting back up. I thought, you know what? It's fine. At some point, Tapion puts Hirudegarn back in his body, asks Trunks to kill him. Trunks is unable to do it. Hirudegarn frees himself. Trunks starts to use the sword with deadly technique. But we always remember that the main character is Goku. That's literally basically what happens. Of like, Goku tells Trunks, fall back. This is my movie. And hits Hirudegarn with one of the most random attacks we've ever seen. Beautiful. But the most random attack we've ever seen in a film, and blows Hirudegarn away. Bulma builds Tapion a spaceship, a time traveling ship, so he can go rescue his brother. And apparently, this is supposed to be the same sword that future Trunks got at some point, which just makes things more confusing.
Yeah. The one that fought Cell.
The one there. Yep. But yeah. So, fellas, what do you guys think about the Wrath of the Dragon?
It is a solid 5.
Ooh. Hot take. Okay.
It is a solid 5.
Talk to me, Tim.
They just said, all right, man, we tired. We just want something very simple. And it was just too simple. It was just too simple. It's like, you mean to tell me, y'all, after all y'all have experienced, you mean to tell me you don't think this little leprechaun looking dude is not evil? That all of a sudden when he pops up, all this evil stuff starts happening. Like, come on, bro. Mm-hmm. And then the whole, but you know, the kaiju, it needs some random transformation. And then the thing about it is like, bro, we going back to kaiju battles now, bro. It's like y'all just couldn't help yourselves for the final movie in the Dragon Ball Z run. You just cannot help yourselves. You just had to do a kaiju battle. And, Tapion was a very interesting character. I would have liked to seen a little bit more backstory of like how future Trunks got it. And, they probably could have showed that in the credits. Mm-hmm. Like, how did future Trunks get that? And because he didn't really have to show it to us. But like something like that would have been cool. It was just boring, bro. It was just very boring to me. Like, it was good to see, Vegeta, the man of the people now. He's embraced being, part of Earth and no longer regressing. Because that's where I felt like Majin Vegeta was like his last regression of like, and he fully accepted his role within this community. And you could see a lot of that refinement in GT. Like he's a very refined warrior, like of how he views things. He wasn't rash. He wasn't like obnoxious. He like yeah, he still had that demeanor, but he wasn't too proud of himself that he knows that he's not going into a battle blindly.
Yeah,
He was
that's a
very he
good
was
take.
he was very wise, and that's where you could really see like this is the prelude to that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I kind of did find it funny. So like you just had a whole movie where they fuse, but then it's the kids who fuse, but then it doesn't last too long. It's like, and this is where like there's like
One
real,
shotted.
and it's like, and this is where we go back. So like everything is just about the Saiyans, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I constantly, I always tell people, bro, that was always the downfall of Dragon Ball Z for me, bro. It just became about blonde hair and blue eyes. So
I
yeah,
agree.
Hirudegarn, that was boring. Just you went from Skullface to some Beetleborg looking Godzilla, fire breath. I
Random, bro.
like, and
Random.
when I see that, bro, I just think of Tenkaichi. Oh, mouth blast,
Mm-hmm.
super explosive wave. Another version of mouth blast, but it's fire.
For me,
I like the way he teleported. It
Whatever.
was kind of cool, turning into smoke. I'm like,
It's
okay,
what. No, 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 no. We got particles last time. Smoke. We don't do that no more. We don't do no. We don't do that no more. We don't do that no more.
okay, that's right. Tell me what you think of the Wrath of the Dragon.
Dragon Ball Z, Ocarina of Time,
Yes.
Link fights Megu Kabuterimon, Super Kabuterimon.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
listen, it's it's
It's a movie.
okay. Like I don't like it, it's I can't. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know if I hate this more than Bio Brawling. I equally have a disdain for them both, man.
Really?
There's highlights. The one thing I could say working for, yeah, because it's so boring, man. And you got all this stuff that should work when you read it on paper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then you see this and Megan Kabuterimon ain't it, man. like, like I'm like, yo, where does this go? How many villains that you have that look like this? And why is this
Why is this happening? How
Another
is this
ma-
happening?
why
another magical creature that does not use magic.
Yeah.
and I'm just
Why did he
like,
need to absorb
man,
people? Why
this
did he need a cocoon state? What?
this 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 doesn't work, man.
mm,
Like it just doesn't work for
Toys,
me.
toys.
mm,
And this is not
mm.
gonna make I'm not gonna buy this.
Some kid bought it. Some
You know what I'm
kid.
Yeah.
saying?
Someone's like, did you know they put Godzilla in Dragon Ball Z? Crazy.
Like, yeah, so I guess it was cool to see Link, Dragon Ball Z Link with the Ocarina of Time play. And
Do
hey,
do you guys feel like I do appreciate the fact that they gave him more of a backstory than we're used to seeing in these movies, but I've never really understood the amount of fan love for Tapion. Like, I
he's a,
don't get
he's
it.
a
It's just
rejected Dragon Quest character. That's all it is. Y'all just have to realize this is a Dragon Quest reject.
And that's why. Because I'm like,
Not Tapion, Hirudegarn. They both look like they're from the same video game. I can see me fighting him if I'm Dragon Ball Z Cloud. He looked like a Final Fantasy villain if drawn by Toriyama.
yeah, because
You know what I'm
like
saying?
yeah, because normally it's like there's usually like one or two cool things somebody will do. Like again, PyCon, right? PyCon has done things where you're like, man, that Thunder Flash was super unique. He turned himself into a tornado with Ki. Wow. But with Tapion, I'm like, he plays the flute. He makes a protective shield. He doesn't even use the sword that cut Hirudegarn in half. I'm like, I don't. Why is he in all these Tenkaichi games? I don't get it. What about this character do y'all like so much?
Dragon Quest, man.
Mm.
Dragon Quest, or Chrono Trigger. Or it just reminds people of Chrono Trigger. That's to me. That's what I thought of immediately. Oh, they got Link and Dragon Ball Z. I love Link. That's the closest thing to him. I'm not gonna complain. That's what that was. That's what I took it
crazy.
as.
That's
That's what I
crazy.
took it as. This
This
is the story where Trunks gets his sword. Really? And I'm like, but it don't make, to me, I'm like, but if Trunks got his sword, then why is everybody still here?
Yeah.
So then where did that Trunks get his sword?
it was
Why didn't Tapion come back into the future with him to fight Seth?
this
You know what I'm
this
saying?
this movie was the definition of burnout. It
It
was
wasn't good,
it
man.
was it
Like
was it was simple, but it was too simple, and it was too simple because it was just bad. It was just bad, bro.
they should have just put money in the head shack.
Oh,
No,
They
Hachiak,
should have just
yeah.
put money in the
no,
head shack.
No,
no.
I think I like
I didn't care for that villain either.
I like Tachiak. I think his motivation has been used too many times. So it kind of takes away from what makes him interesting. Of like it was at the time, it was like, oh, okay, you know, you find out that Planet Vegeta was being shared by another alien race that were kind of beaten into subjugation by the Saiyans. And he's like he's the last creation of them to get revenge. I'm like, that's an interesting plot. But then you see it with Baby. Then you see it with Granola. And you're just like, all right, I don't care anymore. Like, this is.
I never did once I found out your name was Cereal. So
Yeah, you know,
you killed it for
that's
me.
what I feel
Yeah, I
like
gotta kill that tradition.
retroactively. Yeah, that retroactively to
Let
me
it
kind
go.
of like took
Yeah.
Hachiak's like thing away.
Hated this movie, man.
Yeah,
Hated the villain, kaiju villain. Yeah, the animation was superb. Like I'll be honest with you, animation was beautiful, but
that
it
fight in
just
the city
wasn't
with
enough.
Gohan.
See, now that's where I'm angry, right? Because I'm like, yo, why don't you just give the torch to Gohan? Let it be the Gohan show. Let Gohan have something.
They reneged during the Majin Buu saga. They
And in an
reneged.
embarrassing way. Like he didn't even get to go out smooth. He went out like in the series and the movie. You're like, fam, what happened? You was just
You put on Goku's clothes.
bruh. The music
You
starts
got you.
playing.
You giving him that Dragon Ball Z final bout punch in the gut. You know
The
what I'm
punches
saying?
where you hear the echo throughout the earth. You're like, yo, he giving Boo that work. He is getting it's so the hero. The hero music starts
Yeah.
playing.
No, there was a lot of fight scenes that were fire, man. It just didn't do anything for me, man, because it just felt like, yeah, burnout. Um, but I'd go further to say like this was a lazy Dragon Ball Z movie, man. It's super lazy. It was on the same level of laziness of Second Coming Broly,
Mm,
which same laziness as Biofighter Broly, Lord Slug as well. They all have that same sluggish,
not much is
uninteresting
happening.
movement. And like stuff is not moving. You just like, yo, what am I watching? But if you watch any of the other Dragon Ball Z movies, there's a pace.
Mm.
There's a pace that the film's moving at, either at its own tempo or a faster tempo, but it's moving along. This just
It's
felt
like the
like,
lifeline at the hospital. Damn. Damn. Oh
yeah,
wait, no,
so
Couple
okay,
spikes.
yeah, basically. Then they flatline. Yeah, we
Yeah.
bringing that back.
Yeah,
Flatline,
developing.
straight flatline,
So
flatline.
it was so bad that they had to give you a gold plated Frieza. I mean, actually,
Well,
no, it's
no.
Battle of the Gods
Well, that's
first.
not fair. We
It-
got Peak.
Nah,
We got Peak.
that's
We got
that's
Peak.
years out.
Peak
no,
antagonist.
we got another palette transformation. Then we got another one to
Yes,
Frieza.
but we got Beerus, Tim. Come on now. You can't. We're not gonna let you talk down on
Yeah,
Battle Gods because you didn't like the transformation
Barris.
for him.
Another storyline that's going nowhere.
Yeah, because they don't know what to do with him either. But initially, I was like, oh, I like this. Initially,
Initially,
yeah.
palette, and that's where everything. It was if it wasn't a kaiju battle, it was color palettes, bro. And this is where things just tanked. And like
Yeah.
I said, bro, the best movie after this that gave me the best quality to me was Super Broly. Like even Superhero, it had some good elements, but Cell Max ruined that for me, bro. I was like, no. I was like, bro, y'all have
Cell
not
Max
learned.
Hirudegarn
I was like, bro,
ruined it
y'all
for you.
have not learned y'all lesson from these fights,
Cell Max
bro. Like,
Hirudegarn ruined it for
Yeah.
you, man.
It's a sign like you guys just don't know how to do kaijus in this world, and that's okay.
well,
We don't need to keep trying.
because to be honest, the only kaiju battle that was efficient was Vegeta.
Yeah.
Technically, when you really look at it, yeah, and because even they knew the first form of Janemba, that's why it got taken out so quickly. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
we ain't gonna waste your time. We just wanted to get that little out there. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's like, bro, like y'all just can't help yourselves.
What if they fought a huge monster in this room of this series about high speed battles and techniques? And what if it didn't talk and breathe fire? And
You know,
we had a chance to bring in all the Z fighters, if nothing else, to help evacuate the civilians, but we don't. We'll just focus on the Saiyans because, within character, Piccolo and the rest of them would not show up in time of danger. They would just not appear. It's like, all right, keep going. And even though in this series at this point, both Gotenks and Gohan are stronger than Goku, we'll have them both get one-shotted by Hirudegarn, but Goku keeps getting back up. How?
it just wasn't good, man. And and for me at the time, in my mind, you fighting in my head, you fighting a giant monster. I'm like, why is it taking so long? That's another thing that got me angry. I'm like,
Mm.
this shouldn't be taking so long. You guys just give this man a universal beam and fry him. Fly in his mouth, turn up the heat, fuse inside Buddy Belly. Like, it's like they lost every form. Goku could have easily like, yo, let's get rid of this guy. It worked with Janemba. It'll work with you.
Super Dragon Fist.
Out of no, it.
So then,
Yeah,
why didn't you
yeah.
turn level 3 from the very beginning? You
If
know,
that was the case, yeah.
that's why I
Because it
can't.
would have been over. It would have been
And
over.
yeah,
So if that's, but then my thing is just like,
I think people, I guess, including myself at that age, I think because to Jory's point that it was drawn so well and the visual shots are so, I guess you could say, interesting, right? Like I really enjoy Vegeta's fight against Hirudegarn because like he's pushing back against the mist and you kind of see that thing where he gets hit and he kind of flies back from like just the angles he was using, like that they were using. Like it's all very like aesthetically pleasing to the eye. But then like when you think about it critically, you're just like, but this is so stupid. Like I don't like this is cool seeing him do like a little final flash shield to protect these civilians, but this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Yeah. I don't have much.
And then the movies went on hiatus for a little minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't have much to say. I don't
There
really
isn't.
disagree with you guys. Yeah,
There isn't.
it was cool. I like the Dragon Fist as a technique. I would even argue it was done better than Dragon Ball, done better in Dragon Ball GT, which is crazy to say out loud. I would prefer Super Saiyan 4 Goku's Dragon Fist to Ice Shenron and Omega Shenron over what he did to Hirudegarn. When he punched his fist into Ice Shenron's back and the Dragon Fist comes out and comes back down, I'm like, I
Yeah.
like that more. I
That
do.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
or when he shot the Kamehameha on Omega Shenron and then threw the Kamehameha, hit him with the Dragon Fist, I'm like, this is also better. And I don't like Dragon Ball GT. So this is not good. Like, yeah. Okay. All right. That's Wrath of the Dragon, y'all. So I guess ultimately overall, what were, well, Jory kind of gave us some of his list, but like what were the movies, like if you were to recommend to a potential Dragon Ball fan of like watch these 3 films, like what were the movies that you guys like watch this and this?
I would say Dead Zone,
Mm.
Tree of Might,
Okay.
and Return of Cooler.
Okay. That's right. What about you?
3 films. Let's see. Uh, Tree of Might, Cooler's Revenge, Fusion Reborn.
Okay. I'd say Dead Zone also. Super Android 13. And of course BoJack Unbound. So the 3 I would say. Because I feel like
No, those are solid picks, man.
yeah. I'm a
Solid
sucker
picks.
for like let's get everyone involved. So I do like Tree of Might, but like to what Tim
Yeah.
had said, I'm like, I hate the fact that they get one-shotted. It's so annoying watching it become the Goku movie like this. I feel like, it's just, but I do like when the entire squad is included into these films. Like it's more interesting. So even though Krillin didn't like fight 13, the fact that he's around, it's like, because this is what would happen, he would still show up. Like the fact that in most of these movies, they're nowhere to be found. I'm like, this is not even realistic. They would at least show up, So yeah. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed Anime Corner. We got a special one coming up in the next few weeks for a completely different anime in particular. So I hope you all enjoyed anime in retrospect. There is especially like a 90s anime movie that you guys would want us to cover that we might have seen or might need to revisit. Please let us know in the comments. Of course, we make an effort to read and respond to all of them, and you never know, your take might get picked. But till then, it is the Press Start Select podcast. I am Antonius the Gamer, Kel Smith, Super SSS rank, and y'all have a good night.
All right, like and subscribe. We love you.
Of course.
We love you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace. Road to 500.
Road to 1,000.
Road to 1,000. I like that. Let's not dream small. Let's dream.
Never that.